So today I'm going to show you how to get to 100 feedback for less than $10. What is going on, guys? This is Jay Craft with the Facebook group Bolorama Pickers Lounge, and I'm here again for another one of our midweek Wednesday kickback and talk about stuff on eBay. So I've decided that every other week I'm going to do a super highly edited video where we're going to have a little bit of fun and dive deep into a random topic, and then for the other week I'm probably just going to kick back and talk with you about something that maybe other people aren't talking about. Maybe it's something that has been integral to the training that I provide for others, but I felt might be a good addition for pretty much any eBay seller to know. So today we're talking about maturing your eBay account. And just like we did last week when we spoke about the topic of, what was it? Packaging theater. That was a fun video. If you didn't see that one, go check that one out. It's a topic that I think I branded myself, and I feel it's important to understand if you want to be a new seller who's successful on eBay, or if you are an existing seller who's looking to open up an additional store. Now, the tips that we're going to be talking about here obviously apply to all sellers of any capacity, because we're going to be touching base on scam prevention and why having a mature account will help with that. So first things first, I think we need to explain what I mean by a mature account and what I mean by the process of maturing one. So a mature account is an account that is, it's seasoned. It looks the part. It has everything that you're going to need to look as if though you are an established eBay seller. So we're talking about a good quantity of feedback. We're talking about having your user image. We're talking about having your banner image, custom URL, and all of that stuff. But for the sake of simplicity for today, we're going to be talking about feedback and feedback exclusively, as I've noticed it's been quite an important topic in many Facebook groups over the last few years, honestly. I've seen the question pop up many times: I don't want to sell to this person, they don't have any feedback. Should I be worried about selling to this person that doesn't have any feedback? And we even did a video on this one before, but we're also going to be talking about the other end of things, is as if you are the seller and you have a new account, maybe it's your first, maybe it's your second, third, however many, and you have very low feedback and you want to be able to mature it along. So we're going to talk today about how you are able to do that, and also why. One of the big whys is let's say you're a drop shipper and you're somebody who's going to be working with large quantities of goods internationally. Maybe you're even doing a little bit of drop shipping, but you're doing it, one listing at a time, not so much automated. A mature account is going to make sure that you don't get flagged for suspension by eBay. It's something that does happen. Now, obviously, I'm going to stress this: adhere to eBay's terms of service when it comes to using your account. But if you have a brand new account and you're running brand new goods, especially if you're importing your own stuff, or if you're running through an Alibaba, you're most likely going to run into some issues at some point, whether it be a suspension, temporary, or what they like to call a permanent suspension. So using some of these tips are going to be able to help you mature those accounts along as well. The other end of it too, the other important end of it, is there's been a lot of new scams coming out recently. One's involving gift cards, one's involving fake eBay phone numbers, one in, the classic ones involving fake emails, and people are falling for them big time. And one of the biggest things that I see, one of the most common factors as far as who is getting selected as targets for these scams, it's people with very new, fresh accounts that don't have that look. So as we were saying, we're talking images and banners, but the big thing is feedback number. Where is your feedback right now? So what is a mature account in my eyes? It's an account that has over 100 feedback. Now, I do want to stress there's a difference between buyer feedback and seller feedback. Now, obviously, if you sell an item and somebody leaves you a feedback, that's going to be a seller feedback. And that's where you're going to be seeing the star ratings, your detailed seller ratings, your 0 out of 5 stars. But you also have buyer feedback. When you buy something, you can earn stars towards your rating. And that number is a total of your buyer and your seller feedback. Now, if you have 0 feedback and somebody comes to your store for the first time, they're not going to be able to tell if you're somebody that is okay to do business with. But in the eyes of a scammer, if I go to a store and I'm looking to scam somebody out of a cell phone or any type of like a GoPro, something that somebody would get on and make a brand new account, first time seller looking, maybe cameras or something, as a scammer, that would be very enticing to me because we have someone here who does not know what they're doing. So the idea isn't so much saying that by having 100 feedback, you're going to be immune from being scammed, but by having 100 feedback, you're not going to be worth the effort to a would-be scammer. That scammer would just simply look elsewhere. They would find the person that has 0 to 10 feedback. So today I'm going to show you how to get to 100 feedback for less than $10 without breaking any eBay guidelines or rules or terms of services. It's not that difficult. So we're talking scam prevention, maturing your account if you're a drop shipper, and just honest to God, increasing the overall perceived value of your account. So as a scammer, my would-be scammer self, if I'm out there looking and I'm searching through the accounts and I see that buyer account that has 100 feedback on it, I'm going to stay away from it. So how do we get to 100 feedback? Well, there's a few ways of doing it, and I want to touch base on two ends of it. One, you can go the very slow and legitimate route of placing items online and selling them, and part of that is, one, it's good for increasing your seller limits, okay, and two, it's good for getting qualified seller feedback so people are able to see reviews of your experience, see the detailed seller experience as well. But we're talking about also accelerating sales. Okay, the quicker you can get your account up to 100 feedback, you at a point will increase the confidence that a consumer has in doing business with you. Have you ever looked at an item and seen a seller with maybe 20, 30, 40 feedback and then saw it someplace else for maybe 50 cents, $1, maybe it's a $200 item that's maybe $5 more, and you see that account that has 200 feedback and you say, you know what, I'd rather just pay a few extra dollars and buy the item here. I know a lot of us, we do that between eBay and Amazon. We'll pay a few extra dollars to get it off Amazon, especially if we're buying brand new electronics. But just within the realm of eBay and that ecosphere, a lot of people do that. So the quickest way that I've found to do this, if you're doing it the legitimate route, is listing high quality goods that have a very quick sell-through rate. So we're talking things like cell phones and cameras and other consumer electronics. Video games are a fantastic one. Music and quality makeups. These are things that people are constantly buying. And if you're willing to lower your price a bit, maybe 5%, 10%, 15%, to be able to encourage people to be willing to do business with you for the first time online, then you can definitely see those numbers come up quickly, and you can very quickly get to 100 feedback and really start getting the ball rolling and be able to price a little bit more aggressively on the back end afterwards. Now, if you don't want to go through that trouble and you say, Jay, I want to get to 100 feedback now, I want to get there right now, I want to make it happen within the next 48 hours, well, congratulations, I'll tell you exactly how to do that. So you're going to see on screen right now, there's a category called Everything Else. And it used to be a lot easier to find. I guess apparently, when I was doing some research back in April of 2018, they restructured how that category worked. But the long story short is that you go to the Everything Else category, and then you go to Other, I believe it is. It's on screen. I'll circle it. So you go to that category, and what ends up happening is it's going to pull up all of the miscellaneous items that are on eBay. Now, a lot of people list incorrectly, so you're going to see stuff that has clear categories that belong in auto parts and books and stuff to that effect. But we're really looking for is we're looking for digital content. And there's a few different ones that you can go after. There's digital images, digital ebooks, and my favorite one is digital recipes. And what we're looking for is auctions that are going to be ending relatively quickly. Now, the reason I say that is buy it now listings have to be a minimum of $1, but an auction can start at a penny, and generally speaking, most recipes finish anywhere between a nickel, 6 cents, to about 16 cents, depending on the demand for cheap feedback. So you go ahead and buy this item, and the person will email you your recipe. It's sent as a digital good, no shipping required or anything, and they will immediately leave you positive feedback. This is the whole point of these listings. Nobody is going on there looking for a recipe for a Lady Baltimore, for instance. It's just not happening, okay? People are using this as a tool to get feedback, and it is 100% legitimate, and it is 100% does not violate eBay's terms of services. So when you have that new account, and you don't have any history with eBay, and you want to get to 100 feedback, this is the quickest and cheapest way to do it. And you're technically helping the community along as well, because you're buying from other people who are selling things. So that's the method that I recommend. Now, there is one other method if you're already a seasoned eBay seller. If you have another account and you open up an additional account, what you do with that new account, as soon as you get it set up, go ahead and list your maximum, which is, anywhere between 1 to 10 items. Then phone up eBay and let them know who you are. Say, hey, I started a brand new account. I'm a volume seller. We're doing this with this account. We're going to require additional listings. And what they'll do is they'll associate those two accounts together for you. They'll get all of the information set up, and then they'll increase the limits on that other account because they know they can trust you with your existing account. And then from there, you can go hog wild, list like crazy, list up a ton of stuff, maybe more than the typical 10 that you would be able to list with a new account, and then be able to ramp those numbers way up as well. So just wanted to give you that little bit of extra information. So I felt this was an important topic to talk about because no one I've ever seen has talked about the quick way of maturing your feedback and maturing your account and just getting it to that 100 mark where people are able to look at you and kind of keep the scammers at bay and bring in the quality customers to work with you. So real quick, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you come by on Sunday. I do a show called the Sunday Reseller Roundup right here on this channel And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you come by this Sunday. I do a show called the Sunday Reseller Roundup, and we cover everything you need to know about e-commerce and e-commerce news and practical training, and we have a great time. It's 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, so if you're over on the East Coast, it's going to be 8 o'clock for you, and we're usually on for a couple of hours talking about fun stuff. News, training. We even give some free prizes away from time to time. It's every single Sunday, 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And if you haven't done so, guys, just click that subscribe button. It's over here somewhere, and then click the like button. It does help our channel out quite a bit. And if you'd like some additional training content, if you would like some additional one-on-one support, make sure you follow our Patreon link down below for additional assistance. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, guys, if you don't make that money, someone else will.